Hi Whovians, Harry here, and with season 2 hopefully rapidly approaching for Doctor Who, I thought now would be a good time to wrap up everything I wanted to talk about in season 1. Because season 1 was kind of a mixed bag. We had high highs and low lows, at least in my opinion, and this was widely seen across the fan base as well. But I wanted to look back on some of the episodes that I found not so great and see if I can still discover a love for that episode. So, I've already done a video about 73 yards, which will be up in the cards above, so check that out if you haven't already. But in this video, I'm going to be talking about Dot and Bubble, and specifically the writing and characterization of Lindy Pepperbean. But before we get into that, don't forget to subscribe, also leave a like and comment down below, and let's get in to the video. So, of course, Dot and Bubble followed a character called Lindy Pepperbean, and of course, I think now everyone knows the twist. The best part of the episode, widely, was the twist at the end that all of the residents in Fine Time are racist. But what is so exceptional is the way that is actually the journey we go on makes us care about Lindy until the reveal that, of course, all the residents of Fine Time are racist. So, of course, everyone thought that this was going to be kind of a Black Mirror type episode, a deep dive into the dangers of technology and how when we rely on that, it will be, well, it won't turn out great for humanity. But of course, then it kind of turned into this racist dialogue about how racism is in society and how people are stuck in their beliefs. But I think these two actually go hand in hand, because the Dot and Bubble of this episode don't just refer to the Dot and Bubble system, which is the technology aspect, but it is also how people, when they get stuck in their beliefs because they are surrounded in their own bubble. So you can already see how it links together. And really, when Lindy is stuck in a bubble in more way than one, of course with the Dot system, but also how she's been just taken to Fine Time because her mum paid for it, and really she doesn't see her friends really face to face, because she only at the end we see that, but she's only seen her friends and maybe even her family through a Dot and Bubble system, which is insane. And of course, she's stuck in her ways due to that, because she is just hearing the same rhetoric back from her family, her friends, everyone just has the same beliefs because they have been brought up and basically had this Dot and Bubble system the whole time. And really, through that, RTD makes us care about Lindy by showing that she's been isolated and lonely her whole life, because, as I said, she has been taken away from her family basically just because her mum chose to, because now she's in Fine Time, she's away from all of her family and she's had to make friends from the people in Fine Time. But it's shown that they don't have a close relationship, really, with anyone. She mentions how she has a best friend, but we don't really see the interactions too much between her and her best friend. And she didn't have a close relationship before with her family, because when Lindy is being saved by Ricky September, it is revealed that she has never had a hug before, and that is heartbreaking. And what makes it even worse is Lindy talks childlike, very childlike. She, when she is having an argument with Ruby, she goes, "We work and then we play," something that you wouldn't really expect from a 17 to a 27-year-old. And also, when she is talking about her mum, she says, "It's mummy." Obviously, a lot what when children are learning to talk, they don't just say mum or mother, it's mummy or like some variation of that, very childlike. So it shows that Lindy is, well, basically she has a mental age of a child, and I think this dot and bubble system has hindered her progression even more. Like, as seen in the episode, they can't even go to the toilet without the dot and bubble system telling them. So we know that she is very childlike, but she hasn't had a loving and caring childhood that has made her learn and grow. And this kind of childlike mentality has, like, indicates that Lindy has always wanted a relationship with her mum, but it has never happened, making her, of course, as I said, not well adjusted and kind of just always having to fall back on someone, meaning that, of course, every time we get a call back from the doctor and Ruby, she is not progressing in a way that they expect a 17 to 27-year-old to function. And it is even more heartbreaking when it is revealed that the home world that all the residents of Time are from is destroyed, with Lindy's mum dead. Of course, she doesn't know this until later in this episode, but it is seen that when she does know, she can't even process her own mother's death. Like, we see Splice having to process not only her mum's death, but her dad's death in that episode, and Splice, a much younger child than Lindy, can process the death better than Lindy can, which just shows how childlike Lindy is and how dependent she has been on other people, as well as, of course, the dot and bubble system. And arguably the thing that makes you care the most about Lindy in this episode is you really feel for her when the man traps are near her. Especially the first time she sees it, you can absolutely see the absolute terror expertly portrayed when she sees the man trap eating Bertie Lester like 10 feet away from her. And you can see her genuine fear when she lowers her bubble and sees all of the other Time residents get eaten by the man traps. It's absolutely chilling, and it's shown that she cannot process it, and you just feel for her so much because she is put in a situation that she does not want to be in, and is just, you can really see the terror in her eyes, and of course how she's portrayed, which is, it just makes you feel so much for her. However, of course, we all know the twist, and the twist was actually in the background, always there, hinting to Lindy's true nature. Because before we get the reveal, like when we get some hints to her true nature. Like when the doctor first shows up in her bubble, he's surrounded by a red border with unsolicited request in capitals, as well as an alarm sounding. And of course, that is to show because he's not like them. And also is seen that Lindy only cares about herself because she is very, when we're in her friends, she is always like how she is, how she looks so good in the clothes that she's got. And also, Lindy always swipes away Gothic Paul whenever he brings up the fact that the people in Time are vanishing, so she only cares about herself, basically saying that Gothic Paul is no fun. And also, when Ruby appears, Lindy's bubble doesn't have unsolicited requests over Ruby like it did the Doctor, foreshadowing how the fact that the whole of Time society is racist, and of course, to go on with her narcissistic personality, Lindy only accepts Ruby's offer when Ruby flatters her appearance. And then, of course, again, the hints to the racism are there with the Doctor reappearing in Lindy's bubble, and her first reaction is to tell them to leave her alone and asks the Doctor if the man traps are due to him. So, of course, the racism is always there, and she is also, as well as just racist, really narcissistic as well, because when the Doctor tries to reassure her how to get out, how she can go to safety, she calls him condescending, and we also see that Lindy, yes, with the racism, but also with the self-absorption, that she just thought the Doctor just looked the same as a person that she blocked earlier, basically taking no blame from herself when she even says, "I was so right to hate you," aiming that at the Doctor. So Lindy takes zero responsibility or blame from anyone else, like before herself, like putting blame on the Doctor and Ruby, like we see when her Dot's battery had died, and she blamed the Doctor and Ruby for that. And also, when she is joined really with Ricky, we see moments where she's just nonchalantly brushes aside the fact that hundreds of people are being murdered. She's just fine as long as she is not one of them. But, of course, talking of Ricky, this is when Lindy becomes almost completely unredeemable. When she sacrifices Ricky in order to save herself. Ricky, who saved her from the man traps and the dot system, as well as got her to the exit of the town, she sacrifices him in a heartbeat to save her own life, not even caring. Basically showing not just narcissistic or self-absorption or racism, but complete psychopathic behaviour. She is basically a monster, and it is just only highlighted more when it is revealed that she and the whole of the residents of Findtime are racist. And it is just, they are so self-absorbed, so racist, that we have arguably the best 15th Doctor speech when he implores Lindy and her friend for him to save them.
I don't care what you think. You can say whatever you want. You can think absolutely anything. I will do anything if you just allow me to save your lives.
And just the coldness in their faces as they turn around, especially Lindy's, is just real psychotic hatred. And we see that she keeps looking back at him, but it's not a, "Oh, should I have listened?" It's more of a, "Yeah, you are beneath me," which is just completely unredeemable. But I don't know about anyone else, but I have seen from friends, family, people on the internet, that they really cared for Lindy before the reveal. And that's how I felt as well. It's a masterclass in writing that I actually did think I overlooked in my original Dot and Bubble review, and also when I did my whole season 1 breakdown, when I ranked Dot and Bubble. I still think it is a lower ranked episode, but the way that Lindy is characterised, we never think that a character we're following is actually going to be evil, but it's just such a quick switch that is so genius, that the character we have followed all this time is evil, but we cared for her, we wanted her to succeed until the end, when we know that she is unredeemable. Really, that happened, for me, that happened before I knew that they were racist, when she killed Ricky, but it just made her thoroughly unredeemable when it is revealed that she is racist, and just the look of pretension she has on her face, and how really they think black is an infection, which is just disgusting. But also the fact that, really, can Lindy be blamed for that? And before, just hear me out. She has been trapped in that Dot and Bubble system the whole time. and people have just taught her racism is correct, is fine, is all right, which of course is not. It is not. But she has just been having that her whole life, and we know how how dependent she is on other people and technology. So why would she think anywhere different? And that is a really dangerous course that I think can be learned a lot from this episode. But that is just my thoughts. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought of Dot and Bubble. Do you think the way that they characterise Lindy is a masterclass? Did you care for her before the reveal? What did you think of the reveal? And if you like this episode, don't forget to leave a like, also subscribe, and share it out. I will see you in the next one.